Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Rating Show here on the Blue Abroad YouTube channel. It is Monday, the 4th of August. Wow, only a month to go, Pommy. Only a month to go, my friend.
Hey, less than 30 days. It's happening, isn't it? I mean, yeah. How is everyone? I hope everyone's all right.
Yeah,
Life's good, isn't it? Life is fine.
Yeah, life is fine. Fully detached from things that are not in my control and just learning to do that more and more every single day.
Okay. Good luck with that. Proud of you.
Like, if you don't laugh,
into chaos. I've got to say, pre this show, we were just laughing manically. This is like the villain like the villain arc we're going on.
Like, you know, as a supporter, you get told, don't be mean. You get told how to support, just look at the kids. You know, you get the little sheet, the red sheet. Look over here. They're the kids. And then you look at the kids, and then the kids do their ACLs.
Yeah, fucking doesn't rain, does it? Sometimes it pours as well.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know if it's pouring. It's more of a fucking tsunami at the minute, isn't it?
Like, you know what? I'll put my hand up and say I'm guilty of maybe reading too much into football and Carlton. You know what? I am guilty of that. I read too much into it. It's just a game, sure. Explain Harry O'Farrell doing his ACL then. Like, explain that.
I can't. I really can't. It's just we can't have nice things, can we? I've just realised. So my kids, when my kids were toddlers, they went through a stage of breaking shit.
Yeah.
And I remember they broke a brand new TV once. And I remember just being in the front of my house and just going, can't have nice things anymore. I've got kids. Like that's where I am. Do you know what I mean? Davey's got his toy bow and arrow and he's tried to shoot his brother and it's gone through the brand new TV that we've only had 12 hours. That's where I am. That's where I am. It's happened again.
You spent hours putting the TV up on the bracket on the wall, making sure that the cords weren't showing. You did it well, and then you pour yourself a cup of tea, admiring your work. And then
it was literally that. And like, I didn't get to watch my own TV. I had to watch 8 hours of Wally Kazam. I'll never forget it. And it was just about bedtime. And he decided to shoot his little brother with a bow and arrow, missed, and went straight through the telly. Oh, one of the worst days of my life.
Oh, man. But you know what? We got 4 more installments of the Rating Show to go. Yeah, that's is what it is. Any surprises tonight? Or just more of the same?
I'll try my best to do glaze alarm.
Oh.
How's that? I'll try and do a glaze alarm.
All right. Well, we're going to get stuck into it. Thanks for joining us, ladies and gents. We're going to go through every player, see how they rated based on Pommy's algorithm. They'll have a score between 0 and 10. And one by one, we'll get through them all. Let's begin, my friend. Lewis Young. Back in his defensive role.
Louis Young. I mean, look, let's be honest. Louis Young, big couple of weeks for this guy, isn't he? So, subject to what happens with Jack, this might be the man.
Yeah.
Now we're going to lose Harry for 12 months. O'Farrell. Fucking Jesus, Terry, say something.
Fucking hell, bro. I can't live.
Yes, so I mean, look, words hard. My issue is my old rugby coach used to say that if you can put 2 hands to a ball, you can catch it. So I'd imagine that's the same with AFL, surely, because I mean you don't spoil in rugby, you catch it. This is the one thing for me. He seems somewhere stuck between like a confidence place and safety first, and quite a few of them spoils got him into trouble this week. So you could really see this was like he was caught between a rock and a hard place of playing forward for so long. Felt like we needed a little bit of an adaptability from him. So it was an okay game, but I kind of want more from him because I felt like Harry O'Farrell in the minutes stood out. Where Lewis, he's like the antichrist of being a metronome. He slows you down even more. So I didn't really like it from a back half ball movement point of view.
Well, like you said, we might need to rely on him a little bit more moving forward, which there is a role that you could craft for him and make it work. It looked good with him when he first got to the club, and then there was this chemistry or lack thereof with Weitering that seemed to pop up. So I don't know. They're going to have to figure that out, especially if Jack's not going to be with us next year.
Yeah, it's a big thing as well with the backline. You'll see a lot of these guys have managed to get there or thereabouts that 5.5 rating. And it's either been, and they've all had like extreme anomalies on their stats, which would usually indicate a good score.
Yeah. Well,
and Lewis is one of them.
Well, a 5.4 for Lewis. Then we get to Weitering. Have I not watched this game properly, or like, is he okay?
Like, it's a fascinating one, this one, because I feel like Carlton's Latin mantra needs to be, you know, we've got that thing where it says the names on the back aren't as important as the names on the front. I feel like if you said what's modern Carlton, I'd say that's inversed. And I feel like Weitering is guilty of that because I feel like Weitering kind of gets forgotten about. And this was a really poor Jacob Weitering game. So a very rare occurrence that he lost some one-on-ones this week, which was weird. Tracy beat him twice. One as a true one-on-one, and then one as the AFL don't count it because Josh Tracy was technically in Lewis Young's purview. But what's weird is we're not seeing this intercept game from him. He's playing a real lockdown role, and it's really taken away from him. Because I think the beautiful thing about Jacob Weitering is when you go through key defenders in this league, you've got Harris Andrews, Sam Taylor. I think Jacob Weitering's that why he gets forgotten about in the AFL media is because he's the hybrid of both of them. And at the minute, it's almost like he's trying to find who he is again. I'm not a big fan of it. Playing back shoulder, he doesn't seem to really dictate himself to the ball. He's really going defensive first. And there was a few times this week, the synergy, you nailed it. Lewis Young and him, don't know what it is, but I think the best way to describe it is third quarter, Saad switches it. Lewis takes the mark and then inexplicably handballs behind himself 10 metres behind Jacob Weitering. And Jacob Weitering has to frantically try and get the ball out of bounds. Something happens. So it's fascinating with Jacob. He's not taking on that kick, not taking the game on as much. It's fascinating to watch.
Yeah, no, he looks like he needs some time off. And I guess when you're a leader, vice captain, you're bearing the brunt of it more than most of the players, and that's also why you get paid handsomely. But yeah, I can just sense it's just gotten to him. It's infected him. So a 5.9, which is not, look, he wasn't terrible, but he's just got such a higher standard of play.
Oh, I mean, look, I'll be honest. If you haven't scored 8 in the back half and you played in the defence in the second half, got real worries. I have.
Right.
Yes. Because that was like living in the city of Birmingham 1943 during the middle of the Blitzkrieg, I tell you. You know what I mean? Like there was bombs going off left, right, and centre. Get under the table, Nan. Get under the table.
Who would you say is our most untouchable, untradeable player?
Total list?
Yep. Is it still Weitering? I feel like Weitering usually features pretty heavily in that conversation.
Jagger Smith.
Okay. Everyone else, you'll hear about an offer.
Yeah, mate. Call me.
Fair. 5.9 for Jacob. Oh yeah. This was tough. This is just.
The road is long.
Yesterday.
Many a winding turn. Has the Hoff, my brother, he was tracking per minute to be the best defender for the third week in a row.
Yeah.
Really, really strong playing out in front, attacking. I like the fact that he lost a couple of duels with Tracy and went back and got some more. Took his goal really well. Kind of worrying when your key defender and 19's got a better set shot than any of your key forwards. But I mean, you know what? This game was perfect for me to see what Harry O'Farrell's about, because everything that he lost was his body. He's going up against Josh Tracy, and the guy's a behemoth, and he battered him sometimes. But I can cop that because he was doing the right thing. Heartbreaking that we lose him for 12 months, man. Like,
yeah, well,
like, honestly, like
you just see it. Yeah, he got knocked off the ball, and that's the reality with a lot of these key position defenders. O'Farrell's one of them. Harry Dean's not going to be any different. These big monsters in the league are going to be able to push them off the ball, get them off balance, and they're at risk. O'Farrell signed an extension, and it was announced like 2 weeks ago, the 21st of July. And he said, so despite having over a year run on his existing contract, couldn't have been quicker to put pen to paper on a 1-year extension. So he will be with us, and he's contracted until the end of 2027. He said, it's great. I would never leave the club. So yeah, it's just sad when it gets dangled in front of you. You see a really strong performance against the Hawks last week, and then you see him kick a goal, and you're thinking, hang on. And then moments later, does an ACL. But that's life.
Honestly, ridiculous sport. Let's be honest. Yeah. You get a point for missing by a long fucking way. Even when you win, you get 4 points. You draw, you get 2. Everyone else does 3 and 1 in proper sport. It's Mickey Mouse, so don't even read into it. It's not real. I'll try and make it a positive. The positive I can give you, right, is the other day I was watching some of your footage of Jagger Smith.
Yeah.
Right. And the body composition of Jagger Smith is incredibly, incredibly impressive. Like, when he first came in, he looked a little bit like Paddy Dow. And if you look at Paddy Dow now, Paddy Dow still looks like Paddy Dow. In fact, I think when he was a kid, he was actually more muscular. The positive I'll give you is it can't go on like this. Historically, players who play in defense, if they keep being under duress, eventually lose that panache. So I'm kind of not excited, that's the wrong word, but I'm intrigued to see a year not playing the game in the gym. Look at Jagger. His body composition has got better. He will be incredibly better now, debuting a year in the gym as opposed to a year ago, right? Without a shadow of a doubt. I think Jagger would have been horrible this year playing in this team the way we do. Now he's got a bit of a body he can bounce off.
Yeah.
He's got a little bit of Zach Butters year 1 about him.
Well,
I'm excited 2027 seeing this guy line up when he's put on a few kgs of muscle. Looking good. He'll be hungry. So can't wait for him to come back.
What does this do for the Jack Silvagni story? Does it change anything for you?
Well, I'm quite adamant about this. I'm the worst person to ask because names, you might as well say drains to me. But I stand by this. For me, if the figure is 700k, I think that's a lot of money for 4 years. Right? I'd be willing, if I was the list manager, and I said it a couple of weeks ago, 800k, 2 years would be max. And my theory would be you're going to be the key defender for 2 years, but Harry will take your job. And so will Dino in a couple of years. Unfortunately, it might be an overpay, but 4 years on that money It's a lot of money. Them contracts are the ones, no one talks about it. Them mid-tier contracts are the one that fuck your cap up. And I will guarantee now we have about 12 or 14 players on that 500 to 800. It'll be actually scary if they've released it.
Yeah. Well, this will be the last time we see Harry O'Farrell in the ratings for quite some time. So it's been real. We'll see you in round 1, hopefully, 2027. That's weird.
I love you, Haz, man. Like, honestly, like we're talking about replacing Cincotta. Should Cincotta go with Hoff? Like why? Just
like, can you? We spoke about this on the phone. Like the level of cruelty of it. What do you actually think we're paying the price for? Like the karmic retribution. Like, what did the club do in the yesteryear to have this sort of shit happen? Or is that reading too deep into it?
I'm genuinely, mate, scared, to be honest, bro.
Like, did they bury people alive or something? Like, was there
like I'm a firm believer that when you like start to project a certain thing, that's you hiding what you've really done. Yeah. So we must have ran some really grotty underground clubs, man. Like, would have been like fucking Vietnam, I reckon. Some of the shit people have seen.
God damn it. Well, anyway, 4.7. We love you, Haz.
To be fair, though, if you do promote gambling, you deserve to be punished. So,
yeah. Have we spoke about this last week, right? The way that O'Farrell and Haynes have a very similar. Yeah.
Just makes us happy, innit?
Yeah. He's actually had a pretty good year, Nick Haynes, to be fair. Had an okay game.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I said this on the watch along. I can't recall someone in my time of watching football that has had such a horrible round 1, and then has become like your steady performer, which is worrying, isn't it? Genuinely, genuinely worrying, because it's either the rest of them are really bad, or Nick Haynes is really good. I'll let the people decide. I'm very surprised this week, I've got to say, that genuinely I see the votes and I'm like, okay, Voss giving him a token vote this week.
Coach's vote.
Which is interesting. When Vossi came out and was all about the kids, he went full Kylie Minogue and Robbie Williams this week and was doing it for the kids. Let's talk about Nick. Just really reliable. Really, like, look, the intercept possessions are the big one, and I'm trying to work out, is it Nick Haynes that's affected Weitering's game? Because we used to have some like hybrids. People were doing it all, and in this role at the minute, it feels like Haynes is the hybrid. I'd question the coach's votes, and I'll tell you for why. It was an okay game, but he had a lot of them intercept possessions, and not much went with it, in my opinion. And that's an issue with Nick. Sometimes it's incredibly good, sometimes it's incredibly safe. And this week, in the second half, I'd say him and Weitering were the biggest guilty parties of finding the ball, not using it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. That's been really harsh. But I can't tell you, nowadays, the whole game is your backline. Fuck midfield, no one cares about it. Your backline is a huge weapon. It's probably the most dynamic weapon in the league. This is a thing with the Blues. We get a lot of ball there, and it's not really utilised well.
It's really not. So, a 6.1 for Nick Haynes. Then we get to the first or the second of a few of the kids, as they've been labelled. This guy, is he still a kid? He plays beyond being a kid.
He's very mature. How do I say this? I feel like if I had to describe Carlton's energy over the last 5 years, I'd say it's sulky.
Sulky, yeah.
Yeah, just sulky. It feels like there's a lot of people, big bottom lips.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm going to get my mum to come in and tell you off for being mean to me tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of letters to the teacher. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's two types of parents in the world. There's the parents that go and do something, or there's the parents that just tell the kid, just uppercut the twat. I'm the latter. When my kids have a problem, I'm like, I ain't sorting it out. You have to have first crack, right? You have first crack. If it goes wrong, I'll come in. Cowan strikes me as the kind of person that was told that a lot as a kid. Go and sort it out, Lachie. And Lachie probably did. Really like this. I really like his intent on the ground, first of all. I am really, really, really enjoying the big thing, right, of looking at how he uses the ball. He attacks the game. This is a really big thing. If you look at all the top teams in the league at the minute, and this is why this show's so important, because what we're trying to do is explain the data. We live in a world of fantasy generation, I call it, where people look at disposals, tackles, think they mean anything. It doesn't. It doesn't. That's fantasy. In reality, it's what you do with it. And what Lachie does here, attacks the intercept. He's also working really hard defensively, which is really strong. This is the kind of guy that you build your backline around. And I'm hoping to see that, because last week we saw him on the wing. This week we saw him play that high half back role. I really hope they don't do the easy thing next year. And when Nick Newman goes back, I will go mental if he's playing this role. This is where Cowan needs to be now. It's time. It's time the young kids take this role. Every young player's doing it in the league. Lachie Cowan's got it. Works really hard.
Yeah. Yeah, the numbers are the numbers. I'm looking for attitude and characteristics, and I think he's got them. I think he's got what we're looking for and what we want to build around.
You know what, as well? Few jumper punches there as well. There's not many players who do that, but if you watch him, I noticed it at the ground the other week. Yeah. I noticed it really massively on the TV when they do that panoramic from behind the goal. Mm-hmm. He's always nudging people. Like he's a horrible twat. I need more horrible twats in the side. He looks like he's a real menace. Yeah. Like that from him. Also, great leg tattoo as well. If you watch the watch-alongs, talk a lot about tattoos. That looks schmick, man. Like that.
Tat watch, twat watch, 6.2.
Twat watch. Twat watch with Pom.
You know what I love about him though? Because he comes across shy off the field. As soon as he crosses the field, he has that fever, which I rate. So
he's definitely he definitely says some things and has to apologize at the end of the game. He definitely does. He's one of them.
Well, just quietly, he's 20 years of age, and
he's a bubba.
He's played 35 games, so 7 in his first year.
But someone owed me money. He would be the first person I'd call to go and collect that money.
Yeah. 7 in his first year, 17 last year, and 11 games this year.
Woody's comment: we don't have enough plugs with Monty to heads. I just want more ugly people. That's what I want.
Yeah, no more pretty boys with nice haircuts. Enough. Adam Saad. This was different. This was a different game than what I'd seen in his last month.
Yeah, this is a really fascinating one here, because I feel like a huge issue, and we're going to come on to a line that I really like this week, which will surprise you all. But this one here, I need more. It was an okay game, but again, he had more license to do what he wanted this week, and I don't see it. I don't see it in the change of game, and particularly that second half. When you're looking at teams who are under the cosh, great watch this week, right, is watching Brisbane this week when Collingwood came at them hard. What hurt Collingwood was Darcy Wilmot and them smaller players, right? When every time Collingwood went inside 50, there was a danger they were going to get hurt on the counter. And I don't see that from Saad. I really don't. I don't know what's gone on with him. I don't see it. I no longer get excited when he gets the ball. That's died in me. Yeah. It feels like it's died in him. Like the ball use this week, meters gained, half what you'd expect. That's really un-Saad-like. Like this week, it felt like he'd modelled his game on Cade Simpson at 38 and just tried to chip it round. And that's not Saad's game. Saad's game is the give and go mental. So it's a fascinating one. I don't like it.
5.5 for Adam Saad. Then we get to Matt Carroll, a bit further up the ground than what I've usually seen with him.
Yeah, so Cowan did try and get a little bit bold in the halfback, right? And I was enjoying that. Cleared his lines well. His first half might be up there with some of the best defensive halfback work I've seen in a blue shirt. Was intercepting everything, was a pain in the arse. Triple the intercept marks for a player of his caliber this week. Really strong. Few little things to iron out, though. Few things to iron out with him. I think he could be a little bit more bold with his ball use. I really did notice in the second half he kind of ghosted, which worries me a little bit. Well, that's where he can go. He can go and take the game on. Felt like he played within himself at times. Defensively was very poor in the second. But this is the learning from Matt Carroll. I'm not going to be huge on him because he's got a lot to learn. So that's going to be his off-season homework this week, right? From me, if I was his coach, is go and watch your Keziah Pickett's, go and watch your boys like that. Look at how they lead you out into deep waters, and really work on that. Because having all these positives, you need to learn them intricate bits there. Bits. That's the next level for him.
Yeah, I don't mind him playing out the rest of the year. I think they're clearly moving forward with him.
Yeah, look, he's got a lot to learn, but you know what? He's nowhere near our worst halfback.
No, gets a 5.8. Then we get to Patrick Cripps. Tried to really will the team over the line at some point.
Yeah, the last couple of weeks we're really seeing Cripps or bust at times in the games, which worries me. And I feel for Cripper because there's no doubt Cripper wants it. You know what is really worrying for me is Carlton dominated centre bounce this week, right? 2 goals from it, only a point conceded. But then around stoppage, we got absolutely monstered. And the reason that we got absolutely monstered is in the coaches' votes. You'll see 2 guys, Hewitt and Cripps, and that's not on detriment to them. But in the modern day game, these guys need to give it to other people. And what was really exciting is in the first half, we saw more rotation in the midfield than we've seen all year. They floated so many players through there. We had Blake Acres went on the ball. Ollie had patches. We had Lord. We had all the others. Cripps doing what he does, wins a lot of the ball and giving it off to people. But in the second half, Voss really went with that favoured Hewitt Cripps and then just someone else. And that really did slow Carlton down. And that's where Fremantle just dominated and got ascendancy. And Cripps can only do so much. Yeah. Like, these numbers are insane. Like, look at that. Nearly 2.5 times the contested possessions of a normal human being. Ground balls, 50% more. Hit-outs gathered, killing it. Like, all these things are saying that your midfield has been given the template to dominate. And that is a worry for me because they don't have that. Fremantle don't have their Cripps.
Yeah. Fremantle
are spreading that. Carlton have been given the luxury of having a guy that can lift massive weights. And that worries me a little bit.
Is that 21 contested possessions? Is that how it reads?
Yeah, bro's filth. Like right now, Cripps, he's going at the end of his career. This is where we should be looking at Cripps enjoying himself. You know, like enjoying the fruits of his labour. And Cripps tried to hold that midfield. That midfield fell apart, not just structurally, from effort from the midfield as well at times.
Yeah.
And they were really let down. And Cripps, you know, doing everything he could to stop the ball getting out of there. And the data, the eye, everything will tell you he did everything humanly possible. He
did.
He's one man, though.
7 is his rating. Have you seen this week seems to be the week that Cripps' name is on the table as part of this reported exodus. Have you seen what's happened online this week?
Genuinely, I don't. Look, that online should be used for 2 things: knowledge acquisition and pornography, right? And do you know what I mean? I leave gossip and rumours for knitting class that my nan used to take. It's not for not for a young adult at all. gossip and rumor and innuendo. But,
Knowledge, acquisition, or pornography. That's that's very
caught
good.
that. Yeah, needs to be a t-shirt.
Oh man. 7.0 for Patrick Cripps. Just can't wait. It'll be tonight. You just know it. Tom Morris. Someone's running with it. I'll be doing a video tomorrow. The truth about Patrick Cripps.
You're dead fucking Jesus Christ. Like I was just like,
oh man.
Knowledge acquisition and pornography. Brilliant.
Very good. Next up was his mate, George Hewitt. To be fair, the two of them were on something, doing their very best to just carry the load, and obviously just it wasn't enough, but you can't fault their attitude to the game.
From online pornography to carrying a load, George Hewitt. This is where it's really fascinating for me with it. So what you really saw this game, outside of all the positivity and stuff that people want to gloss, is just quite simply this game plan doesn't work. And the acquisition, the makeup of the midfield, it's impossible now to have George Hewitt, Cripps, lots of contested players to compete with these things. You're not going to do it. I don't care what coach you are. I don't care how genius you are. It ain't going to work, right? Mm-hmm. And this is why. These guys won contested ball, but turning it into uncontested possessions are what the top team's doing. So if you watch my preview this week, Carlton are the worst side at creating uncontested chains by a long way. That's a damaging thing. And this is it. When you're winning this much here, if we implanted these into Brisbane or implanted these into Collingwood or implanted them into Adelaide, it would be unstoppable. I'm pretty sure Adelaide would love a guy. They've got Sam Berry, who's very good at doing it, but he's not world class. You're talking about two world class extractors of the football here. They would probably be unstoppable with the Cripps because they have the spread. Carlton don't use the spread, and you saw that the second half. We condense the corridor. We're not looking to spread it. We're looking to push you out wide. It's very defensive. And this is where George and Cripps thrive. But the problem is they've got no one to give it to. And another week, man, I can't do this anymore. Every fucking week. Why is George Hewitt getting the most handball receives out of traffic?
Again?
I can't do it anymore. Like, genuinely, that's banter. That's
is that 19? Is that 18 or 19 handball receives?
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's genuinely some of the funniest things, right? It's funny thing, 19 handball receives, right? So he's had the most this week, beating players like Noah Anderson, Dacos, McCluggage, Golden.
Jeez.
So then when people go like the kicking efficiency, 100%, Carlton have a kicking efficiency problem. But the biggest problem is Carlton's structure relies on incredible kicking because when you condense the ground, you don't do it. If you go and watch Adelaide, Brisbane, look at some of them numpties kicking. They're kicking 30 metres into space to a bloke that the nearest guy is a guy eating a pasty. Carlton are having to thread a kick on a 1-on-3, right? And he's got to be like the most accurate kick in the world. Doesn't make sense.
No.
Do you know what I mean? He gets them there. And I agree with Tatum. Yes, he gets them, but he shouldn't be getting them because the structure should be giving it to players that, look, there's a reason that stat exists, and the stat it exists to give it to players that damage you. I love George Hewitt, but he's not going to damage you. So this is where Carlton have got to look at it and go, right, okay, we're robbing Peter to pay Paul. You might be worse defensively if you give that to someone else, but someone else has got to take that role.
6.4. What hurts him here? Because on face value, I thought he had a really good game for a mid.
I had a good game, but with all that, we're looking at them score involvements. We're looking at them scoring chains to be in another stratosphere.
Right.
So, like, to use an example, if you're having that, so if we look at, so he had 19, right, handball receives, right? Noah Anderson had 12 score involvements versus 5.
Right. With similar handball receives?
created exactly this one less handball receive.
Yep.
Then you look at someone with similar. So Josh Dacos, he played halfback, floated through the middle. He had 7 handball receives in the midfield, 18 total game, right? But he had 6 score involvements, but 7 scoring chains versus 4 scoring chains for George Hewitt. So that's where it is. There is something happening. Now, this is not a negative on George because he shouldn't be doing this role. This should be your burst player. This should be your player that's changing the game, your dynamic. This is more because Voss and the midfield coaching staff want to be safe. They want to be protection because if he loses the ball, he's going to win it back. Yeah. So it's fascinating that at the start of the half, you saw players like Zach Williams get a ball a lot, players like that. But because they're not very good defensively, there's the issue.
I see. Well, 6.4 for him. He just keeps trucking along. Then there was this fella who got the increased midfield time after being the sub last week, I believe. Cooper Lord. Are we glazing? Are we glazing?
You know what? Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
No, we're glazing. Damn.
Round 21. And a guy that was an inside midfielder finally plays. Charmaine finally plays in midfield. He's played wing, he's played half forward, he's played pocket forward. Jesus, there was part of me thinking maybe he'll play ruck, but here it is. So you know what? This is more like it. I really like Cooper Lord. Now, the thing that I liked with Cooper Lord, right, is when he gets the ball, he keeps it in motion. So my big negative with George Hewitt and Patrick Cripps is they like a sideway handball. They like to keep it in contest. Cooper wasn't about that. Cooper was get it away from me. Get it away from me. Get it moving forward. Get the engine room going. I love the fact that Cooper Lord showed us this week that you can be quick. You can run forward. You can run backwards. In fact, the prerequisite of playing midfield is two-way running. It's not always been defensive, and he was very, very strong at that. I really like the fact that he was a little bit balanced. He was a little bit of everything, which I really enjoyed. So this is like something moving forward. This is how you can have your 2 bulls, but also have a bit of dynamism in the game. If you play him as your other bull, so you copy something like the Dogs do it quite well. They have Libba and Kennedy who play that physical role, but both can do something else. You can get away with it. You can get away with it. And it was nice to see we had something different because Chera, Cripps, and Cripps, Hewitt, and Chera have got this obsession with moving the ball never forward.
Right.
Sometimes just going sideways, whatever. It's nice to see when this guy was there. I hate going sideways. I'm just going to get it forward. Get on your bike. Have a bit of a run. I enjoyed that. So, yeah, I really like Cooper's game. And,
yeah, something you said there really resonated. He does. It's all the ball's constantly in motion. He's playing on instinct a lot more than what the senior guys are playing. And I think that's just a general statement for the kids versus the senior players in the team. Senior guys look to be thinking a bit too much. The younger guys just go. They just play on their instinct until it gets coached out of them almost.
Yeah, but I mean, what you're seeing, what you're seeing here is just like Hewitt is like God bless him, but Hewitt is the old school midfielder. Cripps and Hewitt are the old school bulls. The modern day bull is Cooper Lord, right? Who ain't lightning quick, but he's twice as quick as Cripps and Hewitt.
Right.
Can defend, but when he gets the ball and he wins it in an under situation, he goes forward. Doesn't stay there. So this is a fascinating little thing because then you've got the modern day Chera in Jagger Smith, an accumulator that keeps the ball in motion and mainly it's forward. So one of the big criticisms, if you'll go back and watch the draft content, is there was a few times that he had 30 touch games and he had a negative geared meters gained. He doesn't go very far forward, but he does them little insular passes to players that are running ahead of him. Cooper is that guy that just keeps the chains moving. It's not going to stay there for too long. You don't want repeat stoppages. You want the ball in motion. Credit to him. I enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Well done. Good to see. 6.9. I think it was a career best game from an AFL ratings point of view. I don't know if it's a career best from a.
It is from a ratings point of view as well. I don't think he's ever had a 7. I can remember it.
There you go. Fantastic. That was Cooper Lord. This is Zach Williams. Wow. It's the first time I've ever seen the heat map look like this.
Yeah, so, I mean, we talk about burst players. Do we have many on our list? We probably do if we get adaptive, but at the minute, the only player we've got is probably Zach Williams. And why Zach Williams, I keep crediting it, we need more handball receives because the guy just takes players on. He beats his first man. Nearly every time he had the ball this week, beats his first man and gets you going forward. And it's fascinating to watch. And Carlton quickly shelved this in the second half. And in the first half, I thought that the work of Cooper Lord and Zach Williams was making Brayshaw and Sarong have to work, particularly Brayshaw. Brayshaw had to turn and try and stop this running movement. Carlton quickly shelved it, very quickly shelved it in the second half. It's a shame because he's got something. Do you know what I mean? He's got something. And at the minute, Carlton needs to be playing the system they want to play. And on the money Zach's on, this is the only play. You've got to work him in. You've got to just work him to the ground. Absolutely. And covered a lot of the ground this week.
So I think it was 25% and then it was 30% midfield time. I think last week was 33. What was this week?
I knew you were going to answer that and I didn't have it on my screen. Such a bad human being.
It's a trend I've noticed now with him. He's touch wood. He's finally backing up games.
Yeah, so he only entered 20. That's the lowest he's had. 29% of centre bounces, and his total midfield time was 31%. So the first half he was nearly 100%.
Interesting.
And that's a sad thing. I agree with Tatum as well. The fact that we're talking about 2025, 5 years into the midfield shift from Bulls, Clayton Oliver, everyone jerking off, Ollie Wines and stuff like that. And the fact that no one talks about Ollie Wines anymore. No one talks about these players anymore. It's because the game has evolved. And the fact we've got an archaic halfback as our best births player. Please help me understand what we're building.
Well, a 6. And then we get to Blake Acres playing against his old club, one of his old clubs. What's the story here?
Yeah, I mean, so we talk about the halfback flank. A big part of your transition is your wings. And so we've covered the issue in the halfback. Saad, Lewis Young, Weitering, the antichrist of fluid ball movement. They don't want to seem to get the game moving forward. They don't want to get it quickly. We've got Cooper Lord who's moving the game quickly in the midfield, so that's a positive. Zach Williams having a go. Blake Acres, the amount of times he receives the ball on this right-hand flank and the left-hand flank out in space and slows down, kills your transition. And Carlton got really hurt on this area. The goal was okay, but he's not here for goals. He's here for producing that transitional threat. We're playing an oversized winger. Right? An oversized winner, so he's going to be our transitional threat. And he's not generating anything from it. The ball use, when you're having that much uncontested possessions and things like that, we should be noticing you. If you gave Errol Goulden this on the wing, be GG's, game over. And that's the problem with Blake. And I love Blake for what he is. He's a bog standard AFL footballer. 2023 made me look a fool because I wasn't excited about Blake Acres. I do remember when we signed him, I said he's like a younger version of Jack Noons, right? Right. And I'm seeing it now. This is the genuine Blake Acres you see. It's just an AFL average player. This is where Carlton really need to up the sticks here. Find whoever it is, put the time in, get the spread. Because he needs to be quicker.
Is he worth keeping on the list?
When children are playing on the wing in the AFL now, I'm not too sure why. And I don't really see the leadership as well, because I feel like when you watch good teams, when you're in the shit, the older players are the ones who control the ball movement. Blake is one of the biggest guilty parties at this football club for totally stifling Carlton's transition. And he's an old man. He should be the one who's looking at the others and saying, quick, come on, do what I do.
Fair. Is there a reality where he's just had a bad year? Compounded
Absolutely not, because he's been in the AFL for like nearly 10 years and he had 2023.
Fair.
What were the other 9 years?
It's true. 5.3 for Blake. Then we get to Flynn Young. What was the tale here?
You know, one of my favourite things about being a Carlton fan, right, is Mick Agresta. I absolutely love Agresta. So when he got Jordan Boyd, he was like, he's a gun small forward. Started to play at halfback. Got Flynn Young, and he does an interview and says that Carlton have been looking. He actually stole my word. He used the C word. Conduit. We're looking for a conduit, connection piece between our midfield and our forward line. And this is something that Flynn Young has done in Werribee to a great extent, but can also finish the goals himself. Since coming to Carlton, have we seen him play at half forward? Last week, we saw him play down half back the other week. Great. And this week, we saw him on the wing.
Why?
Agresta, if you're watching this, mate, I'm going to give you a cheat code to list management. If you need a halfback, buy a halfback. If you need a midfielder, buy a midfielder. Need a forward, buy a forward. Don't get cute. No one else does it, and there's a reason no one else converts positions. Just buy the fucking player you want. It's really easy. Yeah. This one killed me because, yes, I got the Flynn Young that I'm expecting, chasing everyone down, working hard. There's that passage of play, though. Do you remember when Sarong took off down the wing and he was chasing him? And I saw a lot of comments going, fantastic chase. Sorry, Jordan Clark. He was like, fantastic chase. Yeah, it was a good chase, but you could see what you saw there was a guy that's never played the wing versus a guy that is naturally incredible at what he does. And he saw the fact that Flynn Young was totally lost. He was defensively out of position. He didn't know, do I press the man with the ball or do I pick up the runner? He got caught in between it. Handball comes. Side by side, Jordan Clark's on the right side. He's like, see you, mate. Later, mate. Come for a little jog with me. I'll lead you into deep waters. Suicidal structure. Suicidal to put a kid who has played 4 games at AFL level, played a plethora of games at half forward, and then just suddenly start treating the wing position like it doesn't matter, purely because you've got this arrogant approach to football. Because you were big and you won contested ball and no one else is doing it, you're right. You are incredibly wrong. And Flynn Young, honestly, poor bloke has said he'll take 6-month deal. And he's been treated like it's detrimental because the one thing we're struggling with is that connection piece inside 50. And you bought this guy because that's what he's strong at.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's try the same dickheads who play half forward, who pump the ball into the wrong fucking place all the time. Brilliant. Bravo.
3.6. 3.6.
Not Flynn's fault. So people will come from Flynn, say he's not AFL standard. Maybe the case. But you've got to give the guy a chance to flourish.
A chance. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Every pick in the history of the AFL would be shit if you played him in the wrong position.
Yeah. 3.6. Let's move along. Ollie. Talk about players in positions. It's the same argument.
Yeah, so Ollie this time got a little bit more wing time when Harry O'Farrell got injured. Carlton went to a more traditional back 6 and Ollie played in front of them. And what we're seeing from Ollie, in my opinion, now this is just my opinion, this isn't anything done other than observation, is Ollie has spent so much time at halfback, he has genuinely forgotten what a winger does. And my issue is we're now beyond it. Ollie's in a position now, in my opinion, where we can't talk about his draft. He's been here long enough. The basics of this game are good.
Yeah.
Are good. He's running 16Ks for what, in my opinion? I don't see it. I don't actually see it because he's running that far. He might as well run 4 kilometers.
Fuck, he's played 62 games, man.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So working hard back and forward, that's good. Well done. God gave you cardiovascular fitness. This is where you've got to do it. You're running 16Ks. You've got to be there. I should be noticing you. Usually when you check the tracker and you see 15Ks, you can work out who it is because you've just noticed them all the time. And Ollie's brought this new thing into his game. This looking inside to handball. It wasn't there last year. Now this guy is one of the most probably guilty of being in a good position, winning the ball, and then handballing to the guy who's about to be clobbered. And mate, clear your lines, get the ball moving forward, back your system in. Fascinating. So this was, in my opinion, I love Ollie. Actually, the worst game I've seen Ollie play.
Interesting.
I actually thought it was horrible.
Yeah. Okay.
It broke me because I love Ollie. I'm his biggest defender. But I actually thought it was shithouse.
5.2. Then we get to Tom de Koning. The first of the 2 rucks on the day. It's a unique matchup, de Koning and Pito, with Jackson and Darcy. They're very similar on paper.
2 rucks, man. You know, right. I was so happy last night because I did a show straight after, so I didn't watch any fan cams. I didn't watch anything. Ran myself a nice bath, put my Radox in.
Yeah.
Put Morrissey on. And I was like, gonna have a nice little time. Then some dickhead texts me on Twitter. And I opened it up. And then because I pressed back, I saw posts. Someone goes, one of my positives today was TDK played well. And honestly, I've never... I was so upset that the new Android doesn't carry a charge and I couldn't just drop it in the bath and end it all. Did you know what I mean? I don't get it. I don't get it. And we're going to talk about a ruckman. But the best thing I can describe this is I witnessed Pitternet do an impression of TDK and TDK do an impression of Pitternet all game.
Okay.
That's the best way I could describe it. It felt like they were doing like a appreciation. I didn't see that massive ability from in the ruck contest. I thought when he played against Jackson beat him. I think he did some work against Darcy, which I think he can do anyway. But against Jackson killed him. Jackson was another level.
Yeah. And
that worries me. That worries me. I don't like the 2 ruck system. I think you've got to be a ruck forward if you're playing it. I genuinely think the rumours are true. We're getting 100 games just because he might have some kids.
He's 1 of 10, so chances are he might have at least 3 or 4. And we
or he's learnt the benefit of Netflix without the chill.
What if he stays after all of this?
I hope he does, but then I've got to ask the question: if he is staying, why are you playing Pitternet?
Yeah, that's true.
Because he needs to solo ruck. That's why we were raving about him last year at the start of the year. Because okay, he gets beaten in the ruck contest, but he kills you around the ground. But it worries it. Like I always think ruckmen. I've noticed the best ruckmen get into a rhythm, and playing 2 ruckmen, it breaks their rhythm. So started off okay, but once Jackson dominated, Jackson made them both look foolish.
Did you see the footage of him after the game? It got sent to me conservatively 7 times. There's a piece of footage and he's like, yeah, I'm staying. Now, could have been, yeah, I'm staying in Perth overnight, or it could have been, yeah, I'm staying at Carlton. I doubt he's having a conversation about him staying at Carlton with Josh Tracy on live television. But did you see the clip?
I've seen the clip. But I don't see it. I don't see it.
Fair. 5.1. 5.1. Pito, on the other hand, what did you make of his game?
So you'll notice the AFL ratings, just to know, right? Just
Yeah.
notice AFL ratings, one of its big flaws is ruckman.
Yeah.
And
This
I
is
always
because of the
say
score
you've got
launches
half the score. Because if you look, Tom the Cunning got a 6.7 AFL rating.
Yeah.
For a ruckman, that's mental bad. But 16, Jesus, what are we doing with our lives? Again, a very solid
just a
ruck
quick one.
game.
You said it last week. What was the reason again? What do the ratings love about the rucks?
So the ratings really froth, like the contested possessions, the hit outs,
Right.
In my opinion, they allocate way too much onus on the impact of a ruckman.
Right.
I like the AFL ratings. Full caveat. I think it's what it is. It's okay. Worry is it's almost like built for the 90s where ruckmen were important. Ruckmen aren't genuinely important in the traditional sense. He competed hard. I thought him versus Darcy was a great battle, and I thought it broke even at times. But then you really saw it when you've got two ruckmen in the team. One of them's got to be good at something else, and I'm impressed he's working hard up the ground. He's starting to do it, but I felt against Jackson, he played Jackson's game. That's why I say about the TDK. In the second half, he had this penchant really to try and out-athletic him. And I was like, you ain't winning this battle. Luke Jackson's going to kill you. And he ultimately did. So, yeah, I didn't like the rucks this week.
Didn't mind his little passage of play, hitting up, lowering his eyes and hitting up Zach Williams on a lead. Pito of all people.
Honestly, that kick was sexy. But, I mean, then I've got to ask the question, handballing it to fucking Harry Mackay.
An actual brain fart. An actual brain fart. Whose fault is that? Is that Pito's for not having the strength of mind to just go back, or is it Harry's fault for calling it, knowing that he pulls rank in that situation?
I don't know. The both would be come see me Monday morning. Explain yourself.
Yeah. Well,
4.8. You just keep one from 60 the week before, bro.
Yeah. What about Frank the Tank, mate?
Oh, Freddie Evans. Hey, tell you what. Francis Evans. Hey, tell you what. There's something about, you know what? I don't understand the hate of this guy because there is something about Francis Evans I like. Now, from a football point of view, meh. But just as a human being, I want to be mates with Frank, right? If you are friends with Frank, call my people. I want to be his mate because he looks stellar. I like this guy. Basically, we're going to glaze this guy because he's probably the only fucking small forward that's ever heard of small forwardry.
Yeah.
Like, he only passed year 7. It's like, you know, if you ever see concrete labourers, they're not the sharpest types in the draw, but like the one who passed driving theory is the genius of that group. And Francis Evans did it. I liked it. He worked hard. He's not scared to get in and under. And one thing he does that makes me want to pin him down and lick the fucking mustache off his face is he doesn't get sucked into a fucking aerial contest. The guy will stay back when the bigs are there. And then when his moment came and there was no one going to mark the ball, what does he do? Coming from the side, gets in front of the big guys, and he takes that mark, and he shanks the kick. But you know what? He did it. He saw the opportunity, and that comes because you probably haven't been trained by Carlton Football Club. I really enjoyed his game. Look, is it great? No, it's where a small forward should be. Yeah. This is what small forwards do: crumb the ball, win the ball, kick goals. It's not that hard. Love it.
It's his attitude. I like his attitude.
Well,
also, first game back from a concussion. Generally speaking, you can be a little bit off after a concussion, and he was well and truly knocked out. So, he's playing for his life, and it's showing. Good on him. 7.
He's definitely stolen a $5 off his mate in his mate's wallet, and I like it. Well done, mate.
Then we get to Lachie Fogarty. come under a bit of heat, Lachie Fogarty. I thought it was better from an application standpoint.
Yeah, look, he kicked a goal.
Kicked a goal.
It's really weird because, like, you know what? I have the privilege this week of being on another rating show after this. So actually doing this for someone else and realizing, no, it is just Carlton that play small forwards that you can't actually work out where they are. It just reminds me, this is bizarre. Like, he was nowhere near the fall of the ball.
Yeah.
He plays too high up. It genuinely, I feel like we're obsessed with the fact he runs and chases people. And that's great.
Yeah.
But I don't have to keep saying this, but maybe I do have to keep saying this. This game's all about kicking goals now. No one cares about defending. And your best form of defense is putting pressure on and kicking goals.
Yeah. So you didn't like his game?
No, not all.
Yeah, fair. 3.2. No, I thought he applied himself.
Great.
No, I thought he was a lot more active this week than the last few weeks. I borderline
figures and he's running. Winner.
Yeah, I know, but I've just barely noticed him the last few weeks at all.
Yeah, look, I noticed him. Couldn't agree more with you. But 2 goals second half, mate, for the whole team. Any idiot kick goals when it's going your way. The smalls are the ones who bail you out. And I feel like the smalls in a 1 forward system this week, apart from Francis Evans, they ghosted when the game was there to be won.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, have you seen the score worm in the 4th quarter?
I have, yeah.
3.2 for Fogg. Then there's Ashton. Beautiful crumbing goal. Speaking of small forward.
Mate,
speaking of small forward craft.
Good. I mean, look, see what I said about Matty Carroll here. I'm not going to be too hard on him because I reckon the hardest position at Carlton at the minute is being that Jack Martin type of player.
Yeah.
And then in your second half, you become the full forward as Harry works up the ground. And you look around, you got Brennan Cox. Quality. It's a tough job. What I did like about Ashton, and I'll be honest with him, is look at the crumbs. The most crumbs in the small forward line, ground ball possessions. That's insane. Like for a guy that shouldn't even do it. I did like how he did that. I liked about how he went on his work. This is where I'd like to see him work a little bit harder in the pockets. He was way too central in that second half for a player like of his caliber. I'd like to see him leading up the ground. I felt like in the second half, Carlton really got it wrong. I wouldn't want to put him in the forward half of the ground. I'd want him to work up the ground, be that link man, get him involved, keep him active, see if he can make something happen. Felt that was a better strategical plan. That's a lesson for him, though. This is probably going to plague Ashton his entire career. He's not that type of player that's going to give you a 4-quarter effort. He's going to be in a bits and pieces player. But he can do a little bit more, and we can do a little bit more as a football club to really open it up for him.
Yeah. 5.3. Not bad. Not bad. Jesse.
Got to say, that first quarter, I was genuinely up and about with this guy.
For Jesse, yeah.
It felt like it was going to fappen.
Yeah, it felt like it was clicking for a hot minute. There's moments where his physicality shines through, the chase down tackles are there, and then there's moments where he tries to do something and almost thinks too much when he shouldn't be thinking, and then when he should be reactive, he thinks. Yeah. I just don't know if he going to come out the other end of this. Is this just part of his development?
It's weird because, like I keep saying it, agility and his ability to dance in traffic was his big draft highlight.
Yeah.
And when I go to sleep at night and I'm feeling a little bit low, I can hear my granddad shouting at midfielders in under-16s football, saying, "Don't run in a straight line, you dumb cunt." It was his big bugbear. Watching Jesse Motlop, whenever he receives the ball, he just runs in the way he's going. It makes it incredibly predictable. It doesn't change direction at all. He's very guilty of that. That's why I find it fascinating we play him in these midfield spurts. Small forward, his goal was a typical small forward's goal. There was a second and third effort there. That was nice. It was good to see. Yeah, it's a fascinating one because, again, we've got a little bit of a meh on his data map. Everything is kind of at the level. Got the goal as well. It's moved around way too much, though. This is a hard one to rate because first quarter he started off as a midfielder, and I mean, as that forward at high half forward, looking all right, but then it all went downhill.
Yeah. He also got a 5.3. Then there was Will White. Sorry?
A lot of ground covered, a lot of work.
Yeah. Will White looked like he was going to tear the game apart at some point in the first quarter.
I'd like to hereby retract the compliment I gave Voss last week for giving him a role because we were back to, Will White's quick. Let's just put him somewhere. And he really ghosted.
Yeah.
He really, really ghosted. And this is a shame because I feel like the last week Carlton really found his niche. That forward pocket, stay at home, work around with the forwards. Just make yourself a nuisance. And this week, seeing him pop up at halfback again, along with Motlop and Durden, broke my heart. It really worried me. A tough game for Will. And this is it. Like, these guys got into the system for strength. And I appreciate Will White is quick. He was actually the fastest guy on the ground from the GPS recordings. Very impressive. But you've got to use that to his benefit.
Yeah.
And at times, like that second half, I agree with Tatum. It felt like I was shocked he was on the ground to record that time. Kind of just running up and down. This is where we want him doing what we did last week, where he was coming in late to them contests, being a bit of a nuisance, arriving late. That's Will White's strength. And we really made sure we were using his strength to try and stop the halfback spread, where, again, it's always defense first. So a lot of these players, I'll say it, I'm not 100% convinced Motlop's shit because I don't think he would be played like that anywhere else. So I think there may be some redeemable factors. Same with Will White. I don't think Will White is shit because I feel like in a normal world, he would have a defined role where he would be allowed to do that. We're trying to make him be someone he's not. And Will White, he's going to be delisted if he plays this role.
Yeah. Well, he got a 3 for his game. Then there was the sub, and that was Mr. Corey Durden.
Genuinely concerned when the first centre bounce after an injury. I watch the centre bounce and I see Durden. I'm like, key defender's gone off. Is Corey Durden playing left wing? No. It happened. This was weird, this game. This was really weird. And this is it here. Like, I feel like the small forwards at the minute have way too much complexity. When I watch all the other teams, and it's all well and good people saying Charlie Cameron, Liam Ryan, all this, their role is really simplified to a simple extent. You just stay here, do this. They work way too hard. And it worries me about Corey because I feel like Corey and Motlop are the guys that put in effort. So they're kind of pigeonholed to play here, there, and everywhere. And I'm beyond trying hard, effort, things like that.
Wasn't this a role we were talking about recently that he should be getting more midfield minutes instead of Jesse?
Yeah, from the start of the game, and have a couple of VFL games to do it. I mean, one thing I will give Corey is over Motlop, over everyone else. When he gets the ball, he delivers it inside 50. He kicks to small forwards because he is a small forward, which huge credit to him. I wish he could pass that on to some of the other guys. Like, fair, that's a compliment. I'll give him a compliment there. When he gets the ball, it's driven in with purpose. I did like his little marks inside forward as well. I like that. It's just a fascinating thing here that it's like we're playing 4 small forwards when 2 would do.
Yeah. We've tried to go Richmond 2017 almost.
Yeah, I mean, with our list makeup, I think there would be an incredible argument to say let's go taller in the forward half of the ground.
Yeah. Why is that? Because of the way we kick the ball?
Well, I mean, look, if your plan B is just punt fucker as high and long as you can go, I mean, look, it's the Bob Marley is plan B, isn't it? Just get really fucking high.
Yeah.
We know
Fair.
jamming.
Fair. Well, got a 5 for his game, Corey Durden. What did he play? Yeah. As the sub. All right. Harry Mackay, final player. This was an interesting discussion on the fan cams last night. And actually, you and I spoke about him today as well.
Mm-hmm.
Harry led the team in tackles. Had an appetite to tackle, but a different appetite aerially until he took his first contested mark.
And genuinely worries me because I've seen people be excited by it and then go, that's why I prefer him than Charlie.
Yeah.
I'll put it this way. If having 10, that is mental. Just so you know, a key forward having 10 tackles, unheard of. Unheard of. So if it's so unheard of, how come no coaches are giving him a vote? If it's impressive.
True.
And there's your answer. No one gives a shit. Do you know what I mean? Like genuinely, I reckon Longmuir's burst out laughing and gone, what? You mean serious? So there it is. No one cares. So that I don't think you can compliment him for it. I may be harsh, but you can't compliment it because he's there to kick goals. That is his only thing, right? Don't care about anything else. Genuinely don't care if he makes good balloon structures, if he makes a good cake. When Harry Mackay is in my football team, I judge him on goals, marks. Goals, marks. If he wants to tackle, brilliant. Cool. That's a benefit. But we made that joke. Riley Thilthorpe this week, he had 2 tackles. And I thought defensively, he was impressive. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But this is bizarre. You've only got one key forward in your game, right? Why are you playing Ashton Moore full forward? Why did Will White go full forward in the third quarter and Harry worked up the ground? You're playing 2 ruckmen who are just running around fucking gathering lint in their belly button. Put one of them on the fucking wing. You know what I mean? Play this guy in full forward, right? And that's what really worries me about Harry, right? That it seems we're so obsessed with defense. Like, I don't actually get it. Maybe I'm missing something because the 8 best teams in the land at the minute don't seem to care about it. They seem to be cared more about, can I get 100 points? Oh, fuck, the defense worked pretty well, right? That's where their focus is. Harry, can you imagine Harry Mackay in the forward line at Brisbane? He'd never leave 50.
No way.
And I'm seeing Harry at times fucking run there. And then my big worry about Harry is I remember the first year Harry, second year Harry, when he had that big fallout with Brendan Bolton, right? He was ostentatious. Sometimes he ran at the ball when he shouldn't. So it was a bit like Harry O'Farrell now. The body will come. He's going to be a beast. I don't see that now. He doesn't take a clean aerial mark. He doesn't seem to bully players to get out in front. Seems really within himself. And what did worry me is Harry has always been that player, kicks a goal, something happens. After he kicked the goal, it felt like he was so far away from the goals it hurt.
Yeah. Get a 5.3 for Harry Mackay.
Oh, that's really poor. And that just shows the ratings. Basically, the ratings give you a slap if they see a key forward with a tackle.
Yeah, fair enough. So he doesn't get rewarded for the 10 tackles because it's not his primary role.
It doesn't impact the game at all.
Yeah, fair.
Because his primary job is to kick 5 goals.
I like it. I like it.
Like, can you like You're an Arsenal fan. You just bought Gyökeres, haven't you?
Yeah.
Can you imagine spending that much money and then getting really excited that he's gone 5 weeks without scoring a goal, but some cunt goes 6 headers he cleared from a defensive corner, though. Oh, great. Cool. Centre-back's job. Epic. Has he got a brother? Play him back and maybe he'll score goals.
Yeah.
But there's the team, and this is the thing.
Question.
Hit me.
Have you always had a 6.0, for example, in green?
Yeah, 6 is the cutoff going in from orange to green.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So hang on. But Harry's a 5.3.
Ah, that's my fault. I just haven't changed it.
Oh, okay.
So
cool.
that should be red.
Yeah.
That should be red. But so like you say, remember, we're looking for 6.5s. So I want everyone to remember that. 6.5, incredibly important. So if you say anything's like a high score, anything below 5, you're looking to be on an AFL list. If you've got 5, it's either a bad game or you shouldn't be on an AFL list.
So you're telling me we have 3 players who have hit the standard.
Yeah, so it's not good. And then you've got to look at where these areas are, right? So traditionally, when we look at like most teams will have 15 out of 23 in the bare green because they're doing the normal AFL role. What this is telling you is 2 things. One, Carlton's system from a data point of view doesn't mirror anyone else, right? Number 1. Number 2, it's showing you it's incredibly disjointed. So you look at the halfback line, the amount of entries Carlton conceded, that should be a real point of strength. When Carlton build around their midfield, what it's telling you is Cripps and Hewitt have had, 70 touches between them. The day before, I did a review on Brisbane and was saying that the 70 touches Hugh McCluggage and Neil did single-handedly down the Pies. So ask yourself, if Cripps and Hewitt have 70 touches against the Pies, what would happen? The Pies would win by about 7 goals, maybe 10. Then you look at the small forwards. This is where small forwards genuinely get better when they have less tolls. So when you look at Adelaide play their smalls in a real fascinating way. They kind of play like Carlton. Neil Bullen forays in the midfield. The other smalls rotate. Rochelle is the genuine only natural small forward, and he's hanging around in the pockets of space they create. It's fascinating to see. Like that middle line there, if we did that against Brisbane and Pies, would all be solid green, pushing the purple.
Tatum's tantrum. That is a great idea. Maybe we can talk about that tomorrow, Pommy. Like, I think we might have done this show 3 times, if that, this year, where it's been genuinely impressive for Carlton. Like, I've almost forgotten what it's like to do this show for a good quality team.
Yeah. So generally what we're looking at is... So for those who were interested in the ratings, we are doing something different on the Pommy and Oz this week.
Yeah.
In the next couple of weeks. We're actually using these ratings because we actually use these as a player rating system.
Yep.
Right? So you actually see every player in the league if you watch that series of videos. And we're doing a Moneyball series of where we've allocated it into value as well. So you actually see what we mean by this, that it's very disjointed. And there's similar patterns. So like Gold Coast are a real interesting team because their left-hand side of their line is genuinely always green or purple. The midfield in Brisbane, Fremantle, is always green. Carlton's, it varies. If you watch this show, sometimes the forward line fires. And genuinely, it's the big names. So what you can see there is the top teams have a system. Carlton's system is built on effort and superstars doing superstar things.
Yeah. Righto. Let's have a look at some Fremantle. No.
Here we are. Let's have a look at the main riser. Leg dog. Get around it, you dog. Francis Evans. Oh, and son. Fucking get in.
Fret the tank, man. So disrespected. So disrespected.
Fucking Get in! Oh,
And he
I
wears
love it.
he wears the workman's like 44, previously worn by other workmen such as Andy Carazzo.
Just fucking love this dickhead. Hey, mate, Tatum, I reckon that's what we should do, mate. We should get this guy on the beers in Frankston. You and me, Tatum, just drink beers and fucking film it. I reckon it's
Frankenstein
great.
Evans. I like that. Frankenstein Evans.
Hey, I love him, mate. I love him. I love this guy. He's fast becoming just my favourite human being. I do like a bit of the Frank. There's something about him, man. Just because everyone hates him, I'm just willing him to do well.
For no reason. Next up is the player of the game, and that was our captain, Patrick Cripps.
Look at him.
The big
Cripper.
dog.
You know what? Yeah. It's fitting, isn't it? We end 2025 the way we started it. Cripps being our best player.
With a heat map with just a big dot in the middle of the ground. We tried to move it into the forward line a little bit and get him the rest and, have somebody else come and take over. And, yeah, he still is Carlton.
Hey, Shane, mate. Jeffers, he's back, mate. He's back. He's back, his old Franny Jeffers. And tell you what, get ready for this. We've got a debutant in the
really?
1%ers.
Wow, really, Lewis?
There he is! Lewis Young making pasta, fucking on his holidays, listening to Taylor Swift in his hybrid car because he cares about the environment, but he also does the 1%ers. Louis, baby.
Is that a season high for 1%ers in a game?
No.
Okay.
I do believe JSOS did 12.
Well, we've really come a long way. This award was given to Jack Silvani, and now Jack Silvani's going to go play for Collingwood.
and isn't it fitting at the start of the show? I prepared you because I said Jack Silvani's replacement might be this man. And look at him, honouring the number one. Well done, Louis.
Well done, Louis. All right, let's take a look at some opposition players you wanted to highlight. You saw three guys. Start with Jackson. You did talk about him previously. Why did you highlight Jackson?
Just look at it.
I mean, yeah.
Fucking more blue there than a Smurf orgy, isn't there? Jeez. I mean, look at him. It's just all over the walls. It's like a Smurf bukkake. Look at him. Yeah. Absolute beast, this guy, man. Like a beast. Like whether it's hit out, but his second and third efforts, his way that he drives forward, his willingness to get the game moving. When Carlton was on top in the first half, he was by far their best player on the ground. He was doing everything he could to stop Cripps and Hewitt get the ball out. Yeah. He's just a little bastard. He's got a chin that opens a can of beans. What a player. Yeah. I like him.
Did well. He scored not a 7. He scored an 8.5. Did Jackson. Then there's this guy, 23 years of age, Josh Tracy. Goodness. Do you remember when we had 23-year-old key forwards and everyone was like, geez, they're generational?
Can I just say, I've been doing this gig now with you for, 6 years? And I feel like that word is one of the words that I've banned is generational. Because that gets fucking frapped around more than legend.
Bro, we slapped the word generational talent and premiership potential on players. Anyway, that's another conversation.
Like you soap on your balls, you're generational at Carlton, I think. So
but probably uses hand sanitizer. Yeah, does the 1%ers. He must be.
Do you know what I mean? Fuck me. So what did Josh Tracy do? Well, Josh Tracy just did forward craft that I like. Went 100% with his goals. Only lost 1-1-1. Did really strong. But I like the fact that he worked. There's a little bit of synergy. When you watch other forwards, they're really some fascinating teams. I want you to, your homework this week for next week's ratings is I want you to choose one of these teams, Collingwood, Adelaide, Brisbane, or the Dogs. and watch how they work. Watch how they work as a team and how they create space for each other. And in that, they're smalls. You watch Josh Tracy and Jaya Miss, they work against each other. So they run away from each other. They're not leading in the same pockets of space. They're trying to create it, always moving. Josh Tracy in that first half, really, really strong. In the second, when he had to kill Carlton, he did. Constant menace, always on the go. And he's in the go in the dangerous areas, not the stupid areas. Love him.
Yeah.
Love Josh Tracy.
8.4. And then finally, to finish off, Caleb Sarong. Why Caleb?
Because he was a guy that was very down in the first half. So he was struggling. So old Cooper Lord did a little bit of a number on him, had a little bit of a struggle, and was the lowest rated midfielder in them, because obviously this is done over 4 quarters, so you can't do well. So you'll see his rating at the end will reflect that. But what I love about Caleb Sarong is he's just fucking made up. So in that first half, when he was doing badly, the pressure acts were through the roof. He was still trying to impact. He was still trying to stop the game going. But even though he had a very poor first half, look at his numbers. Managed to get them back into the positive. We've had Carlton players that people are praising their effort, and they're below AFL average for a lot of their orange things. Caleb Sarong just built different. What a footballer. I really like Caleb Sarong. And I thought in the third quarter, spot on Tatum, in the third, fourth quarter when Carlton was starting to crack, this fucker was like, see you later.
Yeah.
And that's what good players do. They can be beaten, but when the door is open, they fucking come in.
They take it.
I love him. I love Caleb Sarong. You could say it was the choice Fremantle had was Adam Cherrer or Caleb Sarong. And we got a point guard from the WNBA, and they got Caleb Sarong, so that's good.
7.8. And that's us.
Up the buggers! We're back, baby!
Just 3 more to go. Just 3 more to go.
You make it sound like we want to go, bro.
No, I'm just saying there's 3 more to go. 3 more opportunities to have fun.
Yeah, look, I always have fun, man. You know me, mate. Life's too short. I haven't got long left in this world.
True. Could be all over tomorrow. Could be all over before we know it.
Mate, what does the Bible say? 3 scores and 10. So that's 70 years. So what? I've only got 30 years left.
Oh, wow. Well, that's grim.
The road is long. Ironically, I have got the length of time you've waited for another flag left, if the Bible is right.
30 years? Do you reckon the 95 Premiership team still gets wheeled out in 30 years?
I fucking hope not. I've probably got another wheel out left in me.
Yeah, I've got probably 3 or 4 more left before I completely snap.
But, I mean, we're living younger.
You know what we are? We are 1 week and 1 day closer to the turnaround. Whenever that turnaround is happening.
Makes me feel better.
That's all we are. That's all we are.
Everything's retrospective how you look at it. I mean, look, the big thing is, look, 153 of you have stayed till the end, right? And that's commendable because, look, at the end of the day, they don't care about us. And truth be told, do I care about them? Couldn't give a fuck, man. They don't pay my bills. They don't kiss me to good night. But I care about you guys and girls in chat. This is for you guys. I mean, this is for you guys. Get to spend the day with you guys. Jen being positive in chat, sticking up for the truth. Sandra, Petra, Tatum. Look, we're just a dysfunctional family living the dreamer.
I quite like it. See, I like the disagreement without calling going personal. It's great.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a time thing. I mean, it's fun, isn't it? Yeah, I mean,
where are you at? Where are we at in your mind? Are we at full rebuild, or are we?
Absolutely not. No.
No,
I don't think we need to rebuild. I think I think we've backed into a corner list-wise. Right. I think the list is very disjointed.
Yeah.
But I do think it's incredibly fixable. I think it's very easy to fix as well. Very easy to fix. It's just having to make some bold calls and some bold plays. And you've probably got, in my honest opinion, looking at the draft now, next year and the year after, I think you've got genuinely 6 weeks or an eternity into the abyss.
Yeah. Like it's this off season or bust to get it right.
I think it gets a little bit more complicated in the next couple of years.
Damn.
But I think it's attainable. But look, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I just don't think Voss is the man. The way that plays, I just don't think it can be possibly to do. I can't foresee a world, regardless of personnel, that will ever work because it's so dependent on incidentals like over effort.
That's fair. All right. Well, Pommy, it's been a pleasure, mate. As always. Thanks.
Always a pleasure. Never a chore.
Never a chore, guys. Thanks to Horizon Finance Group sponsoring the show. We love you, the Hawes dog. Thanks to those of you who watch this show. You just, we
150 of you relive it, and I rate that.
We cannot live without you.